One of the most high value skill sets you can learn when selling on Amazon is how to effectively run Amazon PPC campaigns. In fact, Amazon have kind of made it over recent years that in order to be moderately successful, you really do need to get a good handle on Amazon PPC. You may occasionally find a random product or a narrow niche whereby you could launch into and not really spend any money on PPC. However, they're pretty few and far between, and ultimately, even if you did, you'd still be leaving a lot of opportunity, a lot of money, a lot of keyword ranking on the table. So it really is a high value skill set to learn. And ultimately, Amazon sellers are getting smarter and smarter. The tools are getting better and better. And if you want to stay on top of the game, Amazon PPC is one of those areas you really need to invest into learning, into understanding, into being able to optimize your PPC campaigns. And in this video today, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. Welcome to the video today. My name is Ben. I'm a full-time brand builder and founder of brandbuilderuni.com. Where our whole aim is to help people like you, normal everyday people, build brands they own and lives they love. My hope with this video today is it's going to help you take one step closer to that. It's on the topic of optimizing your Amazon PPC campaigns. The challenge with optimizing your PPC campaigns, number one, is knowing the metrics to understand and to look at, which is what we're going to dive into today. But also number two is understanding what to benchmark them against. Now, it's really easy for people like me to come on YouTube and say you should be aiming for $30 this, 20% that, and get some generic numbers that kind of help, but in some ways also don't. Whereas the tool I'm going to talk you through today has been helping me massively with my PPC because it helps you actually compare your data against industry data. It helps compare your data against your competitors in your category. The tool I'm referring to is the benchmarker tool by Selix that has been out for some time now, but I've only just recently dived into it. Someone in our community was telling me about it, raving about it, saying how good it was, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it. And then I finally kind of run the reports on my accounts. I've seen the data in it, and I wanted to bring it to you guys because honestly, it's super powerful. This benchmarker report helps you to do exactly that, benchmark your data versus your specific category. Now, a few things about this. Number one, as soon as you want to grab this, you can grab it from the first link in the description below. The craziest thing about this is it's absolutely free. Honestly, I think they should be charging for this. Don't tell them because it's crazy, right? It's for free right now and it gives you so much data. The second thing is these numbers that I'm going to walk you through in this video, they are not estimates. They are aggregated from $2.5 billion of actual ad spend. These aren't estimates, this is actual data. And then the third thing that I think is really powerful for this is it breaks it down on a category basis, not just on your top level category. You can see this is a demo account. I'm going to show you through my accounts in a minute and show you actually how I'm going to use this data to make decisions moving forward. But this is, it's not just a top level category like appliances. Actually, as we get into the data, it breaks it down 3 levels deep, which is incredibly powerful, and I'll show you why in a minute. So this is the demo account and some of the numbers, and I'm going to walk you through the kind of the structure of this report, and then I'll show you my results, what I'm going to do with those, and then finally I'll show you how you can access this report for free too. Ultimately, what it does is it gives you a bit of a summary up the top here of all of the numbers, and then it's going to break down your ad format spend. You've got sponsored products, which is your more traditional target products. You put your product in and you target certain keywords either automatically or manually, and then same with products, you can do either keyword or product targeting. And then you've got your sponsored brands, which is a less utilized, it's for people that have registered a brand with Amazon because they've got a trademark, and they would run different formats of brands like headline ads or sponsored brand video ads. It opens up more advertising possibilities for you. So it just kind of breaks down how much you're spending between each of those. And then of course, the powerful thing is it benchmarks it against the category. And this is ultimately, the numbers on their own are powerful, but you could get those from your Seller Central account if you spent a bit of time pulling it all together. This, of course, would save you time on that, but the most powerful thing about this, and the thing that makes this stand out against anything that's on the market right now. This is the only thing I've seen that does this, is it compares it against categories, your category, your competitors, and gives you real great insights. The reality with business and making decisions is you can only make as good decisions as the data you have available to you. And this is incredible data that's going to help you make great decisions to move your business towards more profitability. This does draw down on actual ad spend from your account. So if you're a new seller, you haven't started selling yet, it may be less relevant to you right now, but still, hopefully you're going to learn a lot from the different metrics we're going to talk through in this video. You know what to aim at to get kind of healthy numbers. However, if you are an existing seller, this is perfect for you because it can draw your actual data from your Amazon account, compare you against your competitors. So it does that here with the breakdown of ad formats, and then it's going to get into your sponsored products, which is going to be the meat for most people. This is going to be where a lot of the spend is. Gives you an overall score. This demo account's got 3.5 stars, and you can see then the beginning to break down these 4 key metrics, or these KPIs, key performance indicators. You've got your ACOS, cost per click, click-through rate, and conversion rate. Now, I'm not going to take loads of time on every single term that you're going to see in this. I do have like a full 90-minute tutorial for PPC that breaks down all of the different terms of PPC that you can check out in the link in the description below if you did want to get a full overview of all of these terms. But these are the main ones. Advertising cost of sale, of course, your ad spend divided by your ad sales times 100. So really, how much as a percentage are you spending in order to get those sales? Generally, we talk about kind of like a 25 to 30% ACOS as being somewhere middle of the road healthy. And that's definitely true across the board. However, again, the powerful thing about this is you can see 24% is this category's benchmark. So you don't benchmark yourself against the whole industry, but against this category. Super, super powerful. And so it gives you a bit of a score there. You click the plus and it kind of breaks it down for you, shows you what you're doing well and what you could improve on. Cost per click, this account obviously is way over the category benchmark of 87 cents, pretty much almost double that. So that's something immediately top line, macro level, you know you can start to work on. Click-through rate, really good on this account. 5 stars on this one because it's way higher than the category benchmark. Again, macro level, doing really well. And then conversion rate, again, 10%. Here's the thing, and here's where this report really comes into its own, is generally speaking, across the board, 12.5% is around the average conversion rate on Amazon. As reported by the Marketplace Pulse report at the end of last year, 12.5% on Amazon, pretty much the average conversion rate across Amazon. And so if you were to look at your conversion rate and you see, oh, I'm at 10%, oh no, that's lower, I need to improve that, you could spend time, energy, finances in trying to improve that without realizing that actually in the category, I'm doing really well because this may be a super competitive category. It may be a very analytical buyer type that wants to take a lot of time, analyze a lot of listings. And so by analyzing it against your category, it really helps you get a healthy perspective of how you're actually performing. So a lot more specific data, which gives you really clear things you can begin to work on. So that's where I think this really does start to come in on its own. And now, of course, you could still invest in improving your conversion rate, but it gives you the more high priority areas you can start to focus your efforts. And I will talk through a little bit about how you can improve on those things. When I start to look at my numbers, I'll talk you through how I'm using this data to make decisions on how to improve my products, my PPC campaigns, and hopefully that will become a little bit clearer. Just trying to lay a few of the foundations first. Next up is sponsored brands. And this again is doing the very similar thing, but for your sponsored brand spend. And then finally, the final section is your product analysis. We're coming down into a much more micro view. This is just insanely powerful data because it breaks it down on a product by product basis. And again, as I mentioned earlier, so this product here is in the pet supplies category. However, it's not comparing your data against all pet supplies products. It's not even comparing your product against all dog products, but it's comparing your product against all carriers and travel products for dogs. I don't know what this is, to be honest. This is like a demo account, but this is some kind of carrier and travel product that is being compared against other carrier and travel products. So really, really like hyper relevant. And so this data is very, very meaningful. And what it's going to do is it's going to break down your ACOS, your conversion rate, your click-through rate, your cost per click for you, and it's going to benchmark those stats against the industry. If you hover over this number, it's going to give you this kind of traffic light system bar here. And what this bar represents on screen is the middle 60% of your competitors. So you can see here at the bottom, 9% at the bottom of this green bar. If you were below 9% ACOS, you would be in the top 20%, the top echelon in your category. Whereas if you are above 46.69% ACOS, you can see on the right end, then you are in the bottom 20%, right? You're in the worst 20% for this category. This product is, at least. And so it gives you, again, a really healthy sliding scale to know where do I need to get to improve, to get to the next section, to be able to be on par with my category and grow things from there. Does the same with conversion rate, 3.61. Of course, it's very low and gives you an alarming kind of something to work on quickly in order to grow the sales of this product. And then your click-through rate is okay. It's about on the money for the category. And then cost per click is way too high, $1.90, when the average is 28 cents. So that gives you some immediate things you can work on. The good thing is this product is doing nearly $9,000 in sales. So I'd be looking at that thinking, like, I know people want this product because they're buying it. Just these metrics don't work. And now this gives me these benchmark metrics. I can look at this and know, well, if I want these sales to be profitable, the first thing I'm probably going to work on is my conversion rate, my on listing. And I'll talk a bit about how I'm going to do that in a moment when I talk about my products. And then my cost per click, I'm going to go through and I'm going to reduce bids and et cetera, et cetera. I'll get to that in a moment. But it gives you those kind of clear things you can begin to work on. So that's the report. And, there's more coming here, all the time. So definitely keep checking back. The craziest thing about this, again, guys, is it's completely free. You don't have to pay for this. They probably will start charging for this soon. So if you're watching this video in a few months' time, apologies if you missed the boat. This is crazy powerful for a free thing. And like I say, I think it's one of the best tools, best reports to come to the Amazon space in the last few years because of the actionable data that it provides you. So let's take a look at a couple of my accounts. This first one is for a bit more of an established account. And again, you can see up here, this is for the month of March, the full month of March. It summarizes all the data for you. Nearly £9,000 in spend and nearly £40,000 in sales, 3,200 sales there. And it's going to break down our distribution first and foremost. Now, as you can clearly see, I need to put way more time, energy, and finance into sponsored brands because we do a little bit of sponsored brand video. I've just been so busy. I do need to get more going. But at the moment, it's not even enough to register at 1% because we're heavily reliant on sponsored products. But I would initially think that anyway. I know that I need to do more of that. However, the powerful thing here is the benchmark, because what it does is it immediately highlights an opportunity for me in that I know that my category is only doing 1% sponsored brands. Then it means that if I could put 2, 3, 4, 5% of my ad spend into sponsored brands, there's the potential there for some really cheap placement of advertising, because with Amazon advertising, it's all about placements, right? There's only 4 spots at the top of page 1 to doing your traditional sponsored products. There's only a certain amount of spots on the product page, but with sponsored brand advertising, it opens up all of these different positions, all of these different opportunities, like the headline ads, like the sponsored brand video ads. And so if I can go into, spending more of our money into that, it looks like there's some opportunity in this category to really get some, cheap ad spend in there that could be very, very profitable. So that's the first thing that I'm looking at doing more of coming off the back of this. So this is what I mean, guys, actionable stuff. Then coming down into our sponsored product section, I'm going to look at my ACOS, and honestly, I'm going to be super, super happy with that. 23%, I would have been happy with that already, but seeing the category benchmark is 35% has got me pumped that we're at 23% on 10 grand a month ad spend. Super, super pumped about that. You can click this plus button here and it'll open up some more info for you, and you can even learn how to improve the score, and it'll kind of talk you through all this super, super helpful stuff there. And then cost per click, again, lower on that, very pleased. Click-through rate is nearly 3 times industry standard. Super, super pleased with that. And then this one for me is, again, really interesting here, because prior to this, if I'd have seen our conversion rate at 19.86%, I'd have been pumped. Honestly, I'd think I'm done with work for the day. I'm pumped. Look at that. We're doing great. However, it still is good, I think. However, the category benchmark is 20.09. So all of a sudden, I'm like, well, if that drops to 18 or 17%, whereas previously I would have been like, oh, it's still good. Yeah, we're good. I now know that category is 20% average. I need to stay sharp on that because we need to, keep up with our competitors. Again, really, really actionable insight there. So very, very helpful. Sponsored brands, obviously not enough data to actually do anything. I'll run this again once I've done some more. Maybe in a couple of months, I'll do this again and give an update and let you know if what I am trying to improve has worked or not, and kind of analyze it a bit more for you there as well. Then onto the micro section of the product analysis, how I'm actually analyzing these on a product by product basis and what I'm doing to improve on this. So obviously, first few products there, super happy with in terms of lots of green. We can definitely work on the conversion rate. I mean, to get a 23% conversion rate in only amber, that's a little bit disheartening, but I'm not going to be spending loads of time and energy onto improving these. I'm just going to be focusing on maximizing the ad spend, maximizing the visibility, because obviously we've got some great products that are performing really well. However, coming down here, I am going to start looking at these ones and think, well, obviously the red really stands out and makes me think I need to improve on this. And so conversion rate is something that is going to need some work on in order to make these ads and these products more profitable. As you can see, the actual ad sales here versus the products up here is way lower down here. That's because I can't really scale these ads at 39%, 36% ACOS. It's just not going to be effective. We'll probably actually lose a little bit of money on that. So I need to work on getting this ACOS down. But again, the great thing about this tool is often you can think, well, I need to improve my ACOS. I'm just going to reduce my ad spend because I'm spending too much. And that's not really going to help you because you're still going to have a similar ACOS just at a lower spend level. What you need to do is understand which metrics are too high that you can improve on, or too low, of course, but which metrics aren't good enough so that you can improve on those metrics, which is going to improve your overall ACOS. So these ones I can clearly see is conversion rate. Right, 12%, 14%. The category benchmark is 20.4%. So I know I'm going to need to go into these products. What's going to affect conversion rate? Well, it's going to be things like pricing, of course. It's going to be like a voucher or a coupon on the listing potentially with 5-10% off. It's going to be better images. It's going to be better copy. It's going to be A+ content. It's going to be video content. It's going to be really clear on my differentiating factors and really drawing them out in the listing to make people choose my product over other people's products, so on and so forth. So now I've got that data, and I'm made more aware of that by the category benchmarking. That's something I'm going to make a real concerted effort on. Okay, and then finally, on a brand new account, this account only just started just before the beginning of March. These are the full amounts of data for March. So I thought this just might be helpful for any new sellers out there that would want to see how that compares to a new brand, new account, starting fresh. No reviews, etc. Again, we're not spending enough on sponsored brands. We're doing a bit, but I need to do more. There's less of an opportunity with this one, but still, if I can get it to 4 or 5% of spend, then potentially a little bit of opportunity there. Let's look at sponsored products overall. Now, you're going to begin to see a clear difference here. This is sort of 1.5 stars, whereas the other one was 4 stars. They'll actually email you the results once they've aggregated all of the data for you. Select will email you a place where you can grab this report, and they'll tell you out of 100 how you're scoring. The previous one that I showed you, we're doing 85 out of 100. Super pleased with that. This one's only 45 out of 100, and just shows you that there's a lot of room to improve on, which I kind of knew coming into this. But again, the thing about this is it's really showing me where I can improve, what are the key metrics to look at. Now, of course, ACOS, I know I need to improve that. Again, these are new products, lower prices to launch aggressively, not many reviews, so the conversion rate is going to be lower. So I know this is going to be a bit higher. So what I'm looking for is clues in these other metrics of how I can improve that. So my cost per click, I can see there way too high. I can see that in my category here, 35p is the average cost per click. So I know that I need to make an effort over the next month or two to really bring my cost per click down, overall cost per click down, by reducing my bidding on my PPC campaigns in order to improve this number. I know that I need to improve my click-through rate because it's down on my competitors. Again, I'm running some pretty broad advertising to pull data at the moment, so this is going to be relatively low. However, I can work on my main images for my products, the title, again, pricing, coupons, those kind of things that are going to attract more clicks and improve this click-through rate. And then conversion rate. Not too unhappy with that. Like, I'd like it to be higher, but 8.5% with some new products on a new brand. Like I say, overall, pretty happy with that. Going to be, some improvement on that in the coming months. So like I say, overall, pretty happy. And sponsored brands, not as much, not any data in there yet, which again, I'll come back and refresh this on. Finally, some product analysis and some mixed results here. Some that I'm moderately happy with, some that I really want to improve on quickly. This top product here, which is our sort of best selling product over the previous month, the last two only just recently in the last sort of week of March got launched, and so not as sort of significant data there. But this top one here, you can see ACOS 36.8%, literally just outside. Look, the top of the 60% range is 36.7, so we're right on the bottom 20%. But hey, listen, it's a competitive category, and 36.8% in launch phase, I'm okay with that. I'm more than okay with that, and I know that I'll improve with time. How it's going to improve is these numbers here: conversion rate, click-through rate, cost per click. And what it suggests here in our category benchmarking is that the two areas we could really improve on this are the cost per click and the click-through rate. So I know coming out of this, these are some clear areas that I need to work on. So this micro level really does break things down for you, shows you what you can be working on. So guys, listen, I would highly recommend grabbing one of these reports. It's completely free. All you need to do to get it is follow the link in the description below. You can come to this page and hit up here, benchmark your account. All you're going to then need to do is just fill in these details that comes up on the form. Very, very basic details. Select which marketplace your account is in. It currently works on UK, US, all across Europe, India, Canada, and I've pulled them for the UK and the US, and really, really helpful reports. If you have both, you can do both of them. There's no limit on it. It's completely free. Just honestly, I think they'll start charging for this soon because it's way too powerful. So get it while you can. Completely free, and then just click next, and it's going to take you to a screen where it just asks for permission to pull your advertising data from Amazon. So you'll just need to log into your Amazon Seller Central account and just approve that. There's no MWS token, there's no authorization on that front to put in, so super easy on that front. And then what will happen is it takes around 24 hours to process all of that data and send you the report, and then you've got that actionable data for you there. So listen, I hope you found that helpful. I genuinely am so impressed with this tool. I think I very rarely do a tool review video. I don't really like to recommend too many tools because I honestly only really recommend what I'm using in my business and what I think are the stellar tools in the industry. But I genuinely so believe in this because remember, a key of your business success is making good decisions. But you can only make as good decisions as you have good data available. This is some of the best data out there. So grab the tool, check it out. Let me know any questions you have for the benchmarker tool below. Any questions about PPC at all you have. I'd love to hear how you get on with your report. Run it. Let me know, how you found it, if you got anything from it, and if you got any questions from the report itself, please also let me know. I'd love to dialogue on that below. If you want to get in touch, there's ways to do that down in the description. Again, remember the report is the first link in the description. Grab that for free today. If you have liked the video, would love you to hit that like button to support the channel, and if you do like this kind of content, hit subscribe because it's what we do, and we'll be back with another similar video helping you take one step closer to your business goals very, very soon. I'll see you in the next video real soon.